Chad's not here? Or he's not here yet?
He's not here yet. No, he's here.
Okay.
Do this.
Footer holes. This is the unit. Swing, look at here. You tell me you're coming at 7 o'clock in the morning, and by 4 o'clock the central comes and 5 is when the morning.
So I will have them for you by the end of the week, just after the meeting.
Okay. I'll have to see, maybe I'll see
You
what
can tell me when $100, that's all I want.
Beautiful.
Okay? And it's enough.
Okay.
That's what it must be.
Get ready for the end of school.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. This time will be
Did you guys read that?
I know you
I didn't get
should be
very
open
many.
to the public Monday.
There's a lot.
What's that?
Should be open to the public
So I don't know if
Monday.
there's anyone coming in.
When they come in and put it in Saturday, they start at 7, pretty much done at 5, and then Sunday we stuff it over there, and
And,
everything's good, you get to go ahead
I think that's just about it.
Nice.
One stick and a half.
Yeah, it's kind of easy though, with living in that, every time you reach out, so that's big for us.
I'm gonna do that for
Oh,
Especially being a
The
high
neighbor
one,
told me,
great,
he
you're
said
in
that,
3 years.
along with the place I was going,
Kind of how you can.
Call this meeting to order, let's move the flag.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You can have the minutes from the previous month's meeting.
The Silver Lake Township Supervisors held their regular monthly meeting on Monday, April 1st, 2013 at the Silver Lake Township Building. Francis Fruhan called the meeting to order at 7 p.m., opened with a salute to the flag. The minutes from the March regular meeting as well as the March 27th special floodplain adoption meeting were read and approved on a motion made by Francis Fruhan and seconded by Evan Everett. All approved. The treasurer's report was read, approved, and held for audit on a motion made by Francis Fruhan, seconded by Evan Everett, all approved. Correspondence, Act 14 notice received from Aquaterra Environmental on behalf of Buckeye Pipeline for repair of an exposed pipe. Public comment, Denise Rossi asked about a letter that was sent to the township from the Community Park Committee requesting a donation from the Act 13 funds. Francis Fruhan explained that he is currently working with the State Association of Township Supervisors to work out the proper procedures that need to be followed when using funds received from Act 13. It appears that two resolutions will need to be completed, one for a budget change and another for budget appropriations. Mr. Fruhan explained that he is working with the township solicitor as well as the state association. John Demery spoke and said he did not feel the community park had an impact on the township due to gas activity in the area. It was pointed out that the funds can be used to reduce property taxes. Andrew Kublow felt that a lot of money would be going into a request for such a small donation. Another comment was that the community park does impact the quality of life in the township. The park would be available for all residents to use, like the small children. Francis Fruhan said $30,000 of Act 13 funds were put into public safety. This went toward capital purchase with refinancing the police cars. A resident expressed concern that the police car debt seemed like a lot for only 13 incidents in the month of February. Peg Miller said 13 incidents is 13 too many. Anything given to the police department is money well spent. Denise Rossi thanks Sergeant Michael Hornick for speaking to the children at the preschool. Francis Ruhan read Resolution 2013-105, Assessment Permit Officer, Construction Permit Administrator and Building Code Official. This resolution described the various positions that will add floodplain administrator, which is referenced in the floodplain ordinance number 49. The Assessment Permit Officer and Building Code Official were appointed in January. Mr. Fruhan made a motion to appoint Code Inspections, Inc. as UCC Administrator / Floodplain Administrator. Evan Everett seconded, all approved. People's Neighborhood Bank has agreed to reduce the interest rate on the mortgage for 5 years without going through a refinance. The rate would be 3.75%. Francis Fruhan made a motion to sign the documents received from the bank. Evan Everett seconded, all approved. Francis Fruhan read a letter of resignation from Sergeant Michael Hornick. Francis Fruhan made a motion to accept the resignation. Evan Everett seconded, all voted in favor. Francis Fruhan read the police report with 24 incidents for the month of March. Evan Everett gave the road report. 9 driveway permits. Donovan Road for Miller and Strope, Sweeney Road for Strope, Trip Lake Road with 2 for Cameron, 1 for Overfield and 1 for Hall, all on Mahoney Road. 2 for McGeorge Road crossing on Donovan, Tripp and Mahoney. Still looking at new roller purchase. The current roller is starting to have a lot of maintenance issues. Assessment permits, none for the month of March. Francis Fruhan made a motion to pay the bills as submitted. Evan Everett seconded, all approved. As there was no further business presented, Francis Fruhan made a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as read.
Yeah, I'll second that. All in favor? You have the treasurer's report?
Sandra Brink, 369 even. Evan Everett, 916.15. Chris Short, 895.47. Seth Everett, 940.15. Chase Card Services, 5180. Claverack Electric, 265.42. Frontier, 294.89. Evan Everett, 948.83. Betty Brown, 451.32. Marianne Trukowski, $100.42. Tim Berg, $795.73. Michael Hornick, $577.30. Levi Tiffany, $348.40. Action Fire and Safety, $656 even. Anthony Litwin, $760 even. Cintas, $229.56. Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, $310 even. Marabito Fuel Group, $1,581.22. Montrose Auto Parts, $18.99. Moore's Garage, $389.91. Time Shamrock, $104.20. Williams Oil and Propane, $637.09. Evan Everett, $334.80. Francis Fruhan, $334.80. Tim Berg, $795.73. Michael Hornick, $577.30. Levi Tiffany, $348.40. Geisinger, $1,090.60. Started with a balance of $199,592.36. Receipts at $6,683.62. Disbursements at $23,442.53, leaving a balance of $182,833.45. State funds, Town of Binghamton, $17,000 even. Damascus Quarries, $1,605.29. Williams Oil, $1,793.39. Dave Hughes Mobile Repair, $2,536.13. Started with a balance of $36,606.20. Receipts at $138,606.09. Disbursements at $22,172.84, leaving a balance of $153,039.45. Police Fund, Chase Card Services, $127.46. People's Neighborhood Bank, $30,000 even. Frontier, $167.71. Verizon, $85.11. Horgan, Kluger and Quinn, $97.50. Anthony Litwin, $237.50. Silver Lake General Fund, $4,603.59. AT&T, $39.87. People's Neighborhood Bank, $5,467.33. And Pocket Press, $78.42. Started with a balance of $31,256.51. Receipts at $30,885.23. Disbursements at $40,904.49, leaving a balance of $21,237.25. Equipment fund, People's Neighborhood Bank, $36,118.80. Started with a balance of $122,488.02. Receipts at $3.63. Disbursements at $36,118.80, leaving a balance of $86,372.85. Building fund, People's Neighborhood Bank, $1,081.43. Started with a balance of $13,124.98, receipts at 18 cents. Disbursements $1,281.43, leaving a balance of $13,125.29. And capital reserve, Silver Lake Police Department, $30,000. Started with a balance of $133,868.25, receipts at $4.40. Disbursements at $30,000, leaving a balance of $103,872.65.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as read.
Yeah, I'll second that, all in favor?
Aye.
Make a correction. Got the Jim sheet?
Yep.
Okay. You getting the Act 14?
This month.
Okay. On the correspondence, no Act 14 notices were received last month or
No.
even up until now. Okay, public comment?
I was wondering, how many police officers do we have now? If Officer Hornack resigned, are we down to how many?
We have two right now,
And what are they? Are they both full-time, or is one full-time and one part-time?
full-time and part-time.
So how many hours are they actually working, and what are their hours?
I'm not gonna divulge that, we can't divulge that. So,
How about, can you say how many hours they're doing?
no, I'm not gonna say it, like this week, no, I won't say that,
And why won't you?
for obvious reasons.
So are you thinking of hiring any more people?
Yeah, we're looking to do that. Okay, anybody else? Yeah.
Looks like you got about 468,000 in cash. Got another payment coming in from the gas fund of, what, 100 and some thousand?
I don't know.
They haven't told us yet.
But it should be at least that much. And you haven't had any tax revenue come in yet, right?
Just starting.
Few dollars, so we're looking at something in there with $500,000 sitting there. What's the plan to do anything with any of that? Does it, you know, start working on improving roads, or what's your general?
It gets applied as it was budgeted for, as expenses, budget expenses come up, we pay the bills.
Okay. So we're just gonna run with a $500,000, roughly, bank balance?
Well, I'm not sure the exact numbers, but that's what we do every year.
We've got projects coming up, like some stone and oil projects, that's roughly $20,000 a mile for the stone oil, so that'll use up a lot. We're looking at purchasing a new piece of equipment this year, the roller and possibly a trailer. I mean, we have stuff coming up, and then we also have to be prepared if we get a storm or something, to be able to repair the roads and have the money to do that, and not be sitting here with no money to fix the
No,
problems we have. So I think is what we're doing, is trying to be responsible and have enough money to maintain problems if they come about.
So you said stone and oil at 20,000 miles, how many miles do you plan to do?
We haven't even got bids in yet on it this year.
What do you
We
got?
won't do them all. We're gonna do parts, we're trying to improve some of them,
You have a target, 1 mile, 10 miles, 3 miles?
probably 1 mile.
Okay. The $30,000 that went through the police budget, was that the money that you used to pay the Tahoe down, or what was that?
Yes.
Was that an additional 30, or was that the 30 that you talked about 2 to 3 months ago?
There was a resolution for budget appropriations that was done last year, and that was some Act 13 money, and 30 of that 30,000 was appropriated for use in the 2013 budget, and it was actually shown in the budget. So that, it's nothing new, it's the same
It's the
30,
same
it's not a new
30,000.
30. Correct.
Okay. You're just getting around to actually doing it, because it was talked about in January and December, but it just actually occurred.
The check was cut. So, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
exactly
last month.
what it was.
You didn't pay 60, you paid in
No,
total.
correct.
Okay, that's it, thank you.
All right. Anybody else?
When you mentioned tax revenue, when he mentioned it, how does that work, tax revenue? Where are you getting tax revenue from? What is he referring to?
That would be real estate tax revenue, that people get their real estate tax bills and they pay their tax, and the assessor receives the money. I believe monthly, he sends us, is that correct, Cindy? He sends us what's received, so it can go into the, be used as soon as possible.
Well, are you getting some extra tax revenue than normal or usual? I mean, is the usual type of tax revenue or real estate revenue?
There were no tax increases this year, so no.
No?
And actually, we had lost some money on our state, on our liquid fuels, and it went back up a little this year, but it's nothing, a couple thousand. And we'd been progressively losing over the last couple of years, and now it's kind of leveled out.
I wanted to mention also that I did a right to know to the DEP, and I just got it this week. I have about 40 cases of water impacts from gas drilling on water wells. And this is the DEP determining it, so I have 40 cases here. So if anybody's interested, would like to see it, I can send them copies.
Is this surrounding county, just this county, or is it all over the state?
Actually, this one, I have some for Susquehanna County, but this one is for Bradford County. So we have 40 cases at least, and now I'm asking for other counties that I heard there were issues, like Washington County and Tioga County, besides ours, asking for the whole list for Susquehanna County. But when the industry says that fracking has never been proven in the courts to cause water contamination, it's really gas drilling. They're using another word for another part of the process, but DEP has shown that gas drilling does. So we have a bunch of cases.
Okay. Okay. Move on. New business. The last two meetings, we discussed the letter from the, what's it called, the Silver Lake Community Park Group or whatever, but regarding a request for, some funding from the Act 13 money for that project. And I believe you also mentioned, did you talk about the brine, appropriating money for brine yet?
No, dust control.
Dust control. Okay. So essentially, we talked about the last 2 meetings, accepted some public comment. So here's what I propose, we'll just discuss it here again. I guess the request was $5,000 that you had requested.
Yes.
The amount that you were looking to allocate for dust control was $10,000?
Correct.
Okay. Again, I've been talking to PSATs, I've roughed out a draft budget resolution. So what I'd like to put on the floor tonight is if, since we can just vote on, not the resolution because it's not prepared, just whether to proceed, for me to, take the time to talk to PSATs, to try to draft something up, have our solicitor review it, and we can just discuss the numbers, if these are the numbers we want to put into this supplemental appropriation resolution, and then when it's prepared, in a final or near final form, I'll present it at hopefully the next meeting, and then we can do an official vote on the resolution, and that would be the official vote that would, allow us to, allocate this money. Any questions about either of these? So essentially what I'd like to put on the table is to put into the supplemental appropriation resolution would be for $5,000 towards the purchase of material and equipment for the proposed Silver Lake Community Park to be constructed on the Fireman's Field grounds. And I would like, ultimately add some language to that as recommended by the solicitor. And PSATs, PSATs recommended that it actually go to a specific item or a bill, like mulch, a piece of equipment, concrete, something like that, rather than just handing the money over to the group. So regarding to that aspect of this proposed resolution, any questions on that?
What was the significance of discussing the dust control money?
That's gonna come out of Act 13 also.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
That's new and that's something we haven't done before.
okay, so that's just another item that's gonna come
Yes.
out of the money.
Yeah, you have questions on that too? I was gonna bring that up next, I was gonna cover the
No,
park first.
I was just curious what,
I think the park was discussed a lot, I don't think it was discussed that much regarding the dust control. Anybody have any comments on appropriating $10,000 from the Act 13 money? If needed, assuming we have a dusty summer, that we could purchase additional dust control material that was not budgeted for.
just a quick question, is that the same stuff that you would use in the winter for ice control?
No, it would be, I got prices on magnesium chloride and also flake calcium. The flake calcium is a little cheaper. I mean, if we had perfect conditions, we would buy liquid calcium and have it sprayed, but that's expensive, and we can do this ourselves. We can spread it with one of our cinder spreaders and hopefully save some money by doing that.
And that's flake calcium
Yeah.
chloride?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right. I'll make a motion that we draft a resolution for supplemental appropriations, the 2013 budget, to allocate the following from the Act 13 Capital Reserve Fund. The first item would be, another agenda correction. Number 5, that'll be 5. Okay. Okay, here's what it is, $5,000 toward the purchase of materials and equipment for the proposed Silver Lake Community Park to be constructed at the Fireman's Field grounds. Next item would be $10,000 for the purchase of dust control materials for the township roads. A word in some of these ones. Second that, anybody?
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, well, I'll get that together and present it next meeting. Might have some questions for you, Denise, and maybe if you can get some specific items that we could maybe pay directly.
Pay directly for the mulch is $5,000.
Okay, great, all right, and you can get a bill.
I'll have a bill probably Thursday, I mean, it's getting delivered, I don't know
We have to get this done first, so we'll.
if, yeah, so you're talking on a very small time frame for you to get your approval to pay them directly.
Okay, well, do the best we can.
Okay.
All right. Okay,
Thank you.
thanks, you're welcome. Okay, trailer?
Yeah, we'll probably do this one first.
Okay. All right, all right, we have an old equipment, you wanna just explain it now?
We're looking to put, our old Eager Beaver equipment trailer out to bid, on Auctions International, and we're looking at purchasing a new one. The one we have now needs a substantial amount of work, probably. If we do all the repairs to the trailer, we're within $6,000 of the price of purchasing a new one. So if we do all the repairs, we still have most of the old trailer left, and, you know, we're that close to a new one, so I guess I'm proposing to sell our old trailer and purchase a new trailer.
You got a rusty frame there since we put new,
Yeah,
new
it's a
stuff on the
it's
rusty
a
frame.
1996 Eager Beaver, and it needs a lot of work.
Okay. All right,
When you say a new one, is that brand new out of the crate or?
Yeah, we're gonna try to, this one that we bought it years ago used, and it had been in the salt, and I'm hoping, we don't generally use them in the winter, and I'm hoping we can keep them out of the salt, and this trailer will last us a long time.
okay. All right, I guess first thing I'll do the motion for the bid, second I'll do the motion for the new trailer. So I make a motion that we put our old equipment trailer on Auctions International for bid. Any, you want to second that?
I'll second that.
Okay, any comments over to do that? No. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Next one would be purchase of a new trailer. Anything else to add to that?
No, we're looking, it's gonna be, we haven't got a set in stone price yet, but it's gonna be under 18,900, and that's like the threshold where we have to bid it versus not bid it. We can get phone quotes, and I still have to find a dealer. I wanna check the avenues of the state contract and see if none of the local distributors around here are on the state contract, and I'm gonna check that out before we purchase one off the state that is not on the state contract.
What's your bid threshold?
It's 18,900.
That's a legal.
Phone quotes. I need 3 phone quotes, which I have already. But I'm hoping if we do it through the state contract, we can get a reduced rate, less than that, but trailers aren't, you know, it's not trucks and equipment usually. I mean, there's always a dealer that has picked them up, you know, but we gotta search a little farther for a trailer. And I've also looked through the military, but they don't have anything a lot of their stuff is specialized to certain pieces of equipment, and I didn't find anything there, cause usually you can find stuff there that's old, but virtually new. But, no luck.
But you don't have the model number, the name?
No,
you
no,
want,
I don't
So you're
either.
yet to, okay. All right, so I guess what I propose, we just make a motion to authorize you
Correct.
to, I guess, negotiate the purchase or purchase the trailer for an amount not to exceed $1,800.
Correct.
Okay.
18,000 or 18?
18,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
18,900.
doing a little more than that,
If we can do it from 1,800, we'll.
Jump on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, comment, questions regarding that?
What kind of size is this? What are the dimensions that you're looking for?
It's a 20-ton trailer. It depends on what we go with. It's gonna be between 19 and 25 foot long. We can haul our roller on it, most of our equipment. The only thing we cannot haul on it's our grader. And if we have a truck breakdown, we've used it to haul that back to the shop. We don't use it a tremendous amount, but it's definitely worth having.
just not to change the subject, but there's last week or two, there's a rubber tire excavator.
That's what we got from Town of Bennington.
That's what you bought?
Yeah. Yes, and we've been trying to fit in between days, and we've got quite a few jobs going right now, so that's why it's been sitting there. But we'd started that, yeah, that was the excavator that came from Bangor, which seems to be working pretty well.
Anything else? All right, I will, okay, well, I make a motion to authorize Evan Everett to purchase a new equipment trailer for an amount not to exceed $18,900.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay. Next item, roller.
Yeah.
Next
You want-
one, yeah.
We're spending, you won't have to worry about the money now, we're spending the money. All at once. We've been talking about, for the last, probably over the last 3 years, we've been talking about purchasing a new, dirt roller. The one we have now is a 1997 Ingersoll Rand, which we've got, trade-in value of $28,550 on. Looking to purchase a new one through Caterpillar, and it's gonna be a 2012 with a retail value of $130,200. With our trade-in, it'll be we have to pay out of state, or out of our equipment fund, $650. Any questions?
It's gonna be an enclosed cab?
Yes.
Good boy. What's the light, this is brand new out of the.
Brand new. It's got 7 hours on it.
Life expectancy?
I can't.
It'll roll over your grave for you.
Whoa, that.
I can't give you a life expectancy on it. I mean, we're gonna do our best to take care of it, and
How many hours a year do you typically use it?
100 to 150.
What would it cost to rent one for that?
We looked into, it's like, depending, $3,000 to $4,000 a month.
But how many months would you have to rent?
That's the problem. It used to be, a number of years ago, going back probably 20 years, Township would have all their roads worked in probably a couple months. They didn't roll them, they worked them, there was a lot less maintenance done. Now, we end up using ours like 6 months out of the year, but it's not 8 hours every day, it varies and it's inconsistent. And I did kind of look into that, and, we'd be the first township to do it. Everybody else is, right now, they own their rollers. Generally, like 5 years ago, I would say half of the townships had dirt rollers. Now, I would say 90% of them have them, and they all, they would start out renting them as we did, and then purchase.
I trust Evan. Evan's so cheap. He would definitely get a good deal, so whatever he says, I would agree with. Oh, so what, are we all knocking him today? But no, it's the truth. I trust you, you do research, yeah.
And it bothers me, it's a lot of money for a piece of equipment.
We know it
It's
bothers you.
It's no,
Well, yeah, the big red flag is you use it 150 hours a year,
right, yes,
But if you gotta use it over 6 months and you can't consolidate that to $1,000 or maybe $2,000-3,000 months, well, maybe it makes sense. Cause you can do it in 1 month.
essentially, if we weren't gonna purchase it, essentially we'd be leasing it, and we'd have to figure in every year, a lease on it, and, the only good thing to that, every year you'd have a new piece of equipment, and, you might get out of some of the maintenance.
But you'd still be responsible, I'm sure, if
Oh,
any
yeah.
damage or
Oh,
anything, so
definitely,
it
definitely.
doesn't, you might as well pay yourself rather than a company.
Okay. Any other questions on that? All right, how we can word this, it's a Caterpillar roller.
It's a Caterpillar CS56B.
Did you have to go out for bids on that?
We bought it under state contract. we were actually looking between Cat and Dynapack, and they both got like right to the, pretty much the same exact price with a little encouragement. And, the Cat offered us a better warranty. It's got a 1-year bumper to bumper, which is what most of the manufacturers offer, and then we have a 5-year, 2,000 hour, powertrain warranty. So anything goes wrong with the hydraulics or motor, we're covered for 5 years, which, you know, is a big deal with the new emissions and stuff that they have on them now.
So if I put the amount here, roughly what is
The total price is $130,200.
Just put the whole price minus the trade-in value
Here,
of so-and-so
Trade-in,
with an expense of.
we looked at purchasing a used one. I looked at a used Caterpillar the same size, and with the state contract discount, which I don't have the number that was, if you went to a used one, you didn't get the state contract price, we would've had to bid it, and it was within $5,000 of buying a brand new one with a full warranty. So that's one of the reasons, I guess, that pushed us towards going with a new machine.
Who is this coming through, Milton or?
No, Milton can't sell, Cleveland Brothers,
Cleveland?
yeah, they can't come into Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's
I guess we had looked at used stuff through them, which they can sell, and they were not too interested in selling us anything.
Net price, what's that net price gonna be?
101,650.
I think I got it covered, let me just fly this out here, the draft. Motion to purchase a Caterpillar CS 56B roller for the price of $130,200, with a trade-in of the old Ingersoll Grand roller of $28,550, leaving a net price of $101,650.
Correct.
Okay. And to be paid for out of the equipment fund.
Equipment fund.
Okay.
just out of curiosity, did you said it was 86,000 in the equipment fund?
Yeah, but we're getting tax money in.
Okay, what?
We're getting our tax money in.
That was leftover from last year, primarily because the military truck that we made into a plow truck, instead of spending $140,000, we spent $50,000. And so far, that's working really good for us, and,
So basically the 90 is what you saved on the truck?
yeah,
Okay,
versus buy a brand new one.
Yeah. No, I understand.
okay. Well, here's a motion. All right, I'll make a motion that we purchase a Caterpillar CS 56B for the price of $130,200, minus the trade-in amount for the old Ingersoll Grand roller of $28,550, leaving a net price of $101,650. And $101,650, $101,650 will come from the equipment fund.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. And essentially, all these, the trailer will come from the equipment fund also.
Yes,
So,
yeah, both
okay.
funds.
Okay. Anything else under new business? Okay, police reports. There were 22 incidents, including 2 burglaries and 6 traffic stops for the month of April. Road report.
Can you take any questions on the police report?
That's pretty much, it is what it is. There'll be a much more detail that comes out in the paper, and it'll be on the website, in probably 1 to 2 weeks. It should be out, I posted.
Can you give any information on the burglaries, what they took? Was it similar to the other ones?
It was not similar to the other ones, to my knowledge, no. But, yeah, read the report, I don't wanna give any misinformation. Okay.
All right, we applied for a dirt and gravel road grant last Friday for Woodland Road. It's gonna be, the county portion we're asking for is $44,834. The township has to spend $10,521. I mean, that includes our time, you know, doing the job, equipment, which they don't, when we put in for these grants, they like to see you contributing something. But, I mean, like our motor grader, I think they pay us $60-some an hour. Backhoe, they pay us $39 an hour, which isn't a very fair rate, but it's stuff we would normally be doing anyways. But the 44 will help us purchase the top for the road, which will be a DSA material, and we'll be putting in roughly 2 foot of quarry rubble for the projects. The quarry rubble will probably end up going 2,100 feet, and the total project is 2,200 feet. And we should have an answer at the end of this month, whether we've got accepted into the program or not, and we'll go from there. Sometimes they'll come back and ask us to go at a lesser rate and reduce or make the project smaller if they don't have enough funds. Second thing is, we touched base on it earlier, the dust control. I've got prices on the flake calcium, and it's $432 for they call them a super sack. There's 2,205 pounds in them. I'm hoping, I mean, it's gonna be a trial and error thing. We're gonna get roughly 1 mile per ton. We're gonna try to do in front of the houses, the dustier spots, higher traffic roads. And we're still gonna be using our normal dust control or salt brine, which we got our approval letter, was it Friday, Sandy? From DEP, oil and gas, and we'll still be using some of that to do the lower traffic roads. And I guess that's all. Any questions?
Why are you getting approval from DEP, oil and gas, for
We
what?
did-
For
we
the
did last
brine?
year, we have to have a permit.
For what?
To spread the brine,
Why are you getting it from oil and gas though?
because that's where we have to get it.
What kind of brine are you using?
It comes out of New York State, I believe Hartford, New York. And when we apply for the grant, or not the grant, when we apply for the permit, they test the water, make sure there's nothing in it that, you know, is harmful, and then they monitor how much we're using.
Is it coming out of the vertical wells in New
No.
York?
No, it comes out of a well that they store gas in the, I guess, they store it there in the summer and then they pump it back out in the winter. It's not a hydrofracked well.
Do you have a breakdown on what they test for? Do they send you the actual
Results,
testing?
no.
The results?
Yeah, these like salt domes. I don't know if they call them salt domes up there, but they're
This is
where the
sodium
salt mines
chloride?
are.
It's regular salt that comes out of the ground. They have a large pond. I've never been there at the site, but when they start putting the gas in, it pushes the water back out into this pond. And if I've understood right, they get permits when they get too much. They can release X number amount of it, you know, which I don't know how, because I mean, it's pretty concentrated, you know, the salt content, but, I mean, all the townships are doing it. I should say, more of them are going away from it now to calcium because it works better, but this cost us like a penny a gallon. I haven't got a price on the trucking yet, but roughly 10 cents a gallon versus liquid calcium is probably $1.10 a gallon spread. So,
And it's coming out of where, you said? What
New
town?
York,
What part of New York?
Hartford. I believe, yeah.
Hartford?
Yeah. I'd have to double check.
Do you have the address for that, and where it's coming, the company you're getting it from?
They send the results to DEP Oil and Gas, and then they send us a permit,
Going back to the Woodland Road project,
right?
2 feet of quarry rubble and what's on top?
DSA, it's the same as modified or 2RC, it's, the county has a spec and they want a certain number of fines in it for, compaction. And the quarry rubble is just, over the years, the township road has got trench down in, and we're getting it back up to the top of the banks to get better drainage and try to eliminate some of the frost. We have really bad frost problems there.
Key question on drainage, what are you doing on drainage as a part of this project?
We'll be installing we have an under drain in one of the ditches that has a spring in it. We'll be installing extra drain pipes and then, getting elevated so the water sheet flows off instead of concentrated down the sides.
But when it gets off to the side, what takes it away? You have,
We're getting high enough so it runs out into, out into the woods. On the one side, we're still gonna maintain a ditch, but there'll be a lot lesser amount, cause getting elevation, we can get, cutoffs out into the woods and get the water back into the woods where it goes back into the soil instead of runs down and straight into the stream.
the bottom of the ditch is how far below the surface of the road?
It's gonna vary, but sometimes 2 feet. And there'll still be, you're gonna have the old road base, and there's still gonna be cutouts that come off of the road. So if there's any, underlaying water, will come out these cutouts still, like a French drain. We're not building a, pool in there, it'll still be able to release, but that would just be water that comes up from underneath. The surface water will sheet flow off, into the woods, and the one spot we have where there's a spring, we'll put under drain underneath the ditch, filter fabric on it, and then build the road on top, and that'll go directly to the stream.
The drainage is so important, it's not even funny.
Any other questions? That's all I have, I guess.
Okay, let me go back to new business for, I'll read this letter. This is from the Borough of Montrose. It's regarding our fire company, assisting them with some of their events during the year. I'll just read the letter. This is from Borough of Montrose, Commonwealth President, dated April 3rd, 2013. Addressed to the Township and dear Sandy Grant. Please accept, this is our official request to allow your fire company's special police to assist Montrose Borough and the United Fire Company Special Police for traffic and crowd control on the following days. Monday, May 27th, 2013, in the morning for the annual Memorial Day Parade in Montrose. On Thursday, July 4th, 2013, for the annual KLR July 4th celebration in Montrose. As always, we appreciate your cooperation and support. Please let us know when you have voted on this request. Thank you. Thomas Lamont, President of the Montrose Borough Council. And it's pretty routine, we get this every year. I don't remember the Memorial Day Parade. Jeff, do you remember? I've always done the Memorial Day Parade.
Yeah, we've always,
also.
it's been that way for years.
Okay, so this is a routine item, and I guess we'll just officially, we'll vote on it, to, allow our fire company, and assume
Isn't
that
this
they want to
something
do
the
it.
fire company would?
Oh, they make the
decide?
decision where
They
they're
make the
gonna go,
decision.
for whatever reason,
So
probably,
basically, you're voting that they have
we're
the
gonna allow
right
them to
the
make their decision, yeah, we
Because if
don't,
they have a plan that they want to use their fire police in our own district for some reason, that they have their own parade,
Reason
They're
is,
not
it's for
gonna go
workman's
there.
comp, that's all.
what?
Yeah.
It's covered, because township covers our workman's comp, that's all it's for.
that was my
Oh,
guess, but,
okay.
okay.
It's
thanks
just
for
in
providing
writing,
that
everything's
information.
covered.
Okay, so, yeah. All right, so, before we vote on it, any questions? Okay. Okay, I make a motion that, we allow our Silver Lake Township Fire Company, to assist Montrose Borough as requested, for this letter.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, You got that consent?
That's just the police part of it, not fire department itself,
Uh,
correct?
we use the word fire police, what do they call it, special police?
Same thing.
Special fire police.
They,
Fire police.
yeah, special fire police. Okay.
Firemen.
Skip the word. Okay, now bids, bid openings?
We've got bid openings for our road material, fuels, and our culvert pipes. I'm gonna start with the road materials. This one is for Poplar Construction LLC. The Astro number 57s, they did not bid. Astro number 8s, no bid. 2A DSA, 625 a ton at their plant, 1171 delivered. 2RC, $6 a ton at their plant, 1146 delivered.
And where is the plan?
I don't know, to tell you the truth, I think it's in,
They're in 850 down there in
Lawton.
Middletown Township. Right up from 850.
yeah,
and they're right
that's
up
not
to
the address they get here, but I know they have a site there. Back in there. Next bid is from Eastern Industries. They did not give us any price at the plant, it's all delivered price. The number 57's $18 a ton. The number 8, 1B, $18.75 a ton. 2RC is $15 a ton. DSA, $16.21 a ton. This is from FS Lockheed. Number 57's at their plant, $9 a ton, delivered $15.50 a ton. Astro number 8, $9 a ton, delivered is I guess. Okay, the 8s and the 57s are both $9 a ton at the plant, $15.50 delivered. The DSA is $7.50 a ton at the plant, $12.50 delivered. 2RC is $7 a ton at the plant, $12 a ton delivered. Okay, make that a little more clear. This bid's from Pensy Supply. Their 2A is $6 a ton, and delivered, it'll be $12.12 a ton. 57s are $9.50 a ton, and $15.62 a ton delivered. Number 8s are $10 a ton, and they're $16.12 delivered. And then the 2RC is $5.75 a ton, and $11.87 delivered. They do not have DSA. Yeah, they didn't use our normal form. This bid is from L&D Stonework. DSA, $5 a ton picked up, $11.25 a ton delivered. 2A is $4.75 a ton, $10.95 delivered. Number 8's $14.20 a ton, that's delivered, $8 a ton picked up. Number 57's $13.40 a ton delivered, $7.25 picked up. 2RC, it's $10.15 a ton delivered, $4 a ton picked up. Problem is their picked up price is, it's too far for us to go to pick up. It would, most of that, all of it, I guess I would say would have to be delivered if we were to go with them. This is from Damascus 535 Stone Products. Astro number 57's $9.40 a ton, $13.65 delivered. Astro number 8's $9.25 a ton, $13.50 delivered. DSA 645 a ton, $10.70 delivered. 2RC 645 a ton, $10.70 delivered. Okay, this is for culvert pipe, plastic, 15-inch, smooth inside wall. It'll be $6.71 a foot, 18-inch, be $9.48 a foot, 24-inch, it's $15.43 a foot. Then the collars to connect them, 15-inch is $6.39. 18-inch is $9.06, 24-inch is $14.69. Okay, our bid prices on fuel from Williams Oil Company. Unleaded gasoline, price at plant $2.70 a gallon. Delivered price $2.88.2 a gallon. On-road diesel, $2.98 at the plant. Delivered is $3.0798. Heating oil at the plant is $2.70.15. Delivered is $2.90.15. Usually we get a quote from Moravito and we did not this year. That's all. We'll review these and we will have a, I guess, a word on the materials at next monthly meeting.
You could award like the 2RC to one company and.
Correct.
Right.
Alright, came back to,
No.
Joe's letter,
Yep.
nothing else for new business, nothing
I don't believe-
advertised or. Okay. Okay, just an announcement on,
Tuesday, April 9th, from 1 o'clock PM to 4 PM, the Board of Supervisors met in executive session to discuss the following. Act 111 collective bargaining for the contract period beginning January 1st, 2014. And Act 111 is police collective bargaining. Assessment permits. One to Harnish, Harnish, for an agricultural building on Fisk Mill Road. Any driveway permits? Okay, no driveway permits last month. Any road crossing permits? No road crossing permits. Okay. I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Okay. Last call for anything that we forget. No, forgot. Nothing left? All right. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.